video, you're going to learn how to win any arguments, and I'm a trained logician, philosopher, and in debate, but where are not gonna use any of the stuff because I'm wasted years of time creating the perfect logical arguments that should win even time, and I have delivered it to the friends and family only to have them reject that argument and then just to feel a little bit worse about me after I tried to stomp them with logic. If you are dealing with the people, you need to consider that there is a psychological aspect of them opening up to being receptive to what is it is you have to say. And unfortunately, in arguments, so many of us forget this. We treat the other person like a robot that we can just throw logic at, and of course there is going to see in a way that's not how it works. So in this video, of course, you're going to learn how to win an argument, but you are also going to learn how to get what is that you actually want from the arguments. You are going to learn how to make it so that the relationship is strength after it and not you, even if you do wind up getting what you want. So the first thing is this: we want to redefine what winning means, because sadly to many of us what winning an argument means is the other guy to losing. We want them to admit that their opinion is wrong. We want the people around who are watching and us argue to say, you have a really good point, man, you are out of the mind. But the truth is that you are arguing about chores and you want the other person to do more chores, and everybody at the end of this it comes up to you and say you were right, they won't, they lost. Well, guess what, it doesn't feel very good. One and two, they are still not doing what you want them to do, which is to help out more around the house. So redefine what a win is. What is that you actually want to change from the discussion, and I will shift it from an argument to a discussion. So if you want to the person to do the chores, okay, start there. Is if you are in a legal or a business setting and you want more money and more favorable contact terms, start there. Forget to start sticking it to do them or teaching them a lesson or showing them how silly they are. When they are your motivators, everybody loses. But when you focus on the things that you want, you are much more likely to communicate in the way that gets them. Second thing, once you know what you want, is know what they want. And like I said, what people there are arguing about, yes, they want you to do the decision, but there is an emotion that is driving them deep down. They want to feel something, a section that divides up the six things that people are always striving toward. But for this video, in the case of arguments, let me just tell you what people tend to want is to feel appreciated, to feel recognized, feel understood, like the care you care about their opinion. That is the emotion that drives most arguments. So if you listen carefully what they are saying, you can sense that that's there, and you can do this start to in your discussion with them to give that to them. You are going to come to a solution that work much better than both of you. The third thing, once we understand what it is that they really want, is that we are going to show them that we know what a statement of empathy. We are going to say what we understand that they want. And so in the case of, say, somebody in your house want you to do more chores, they have been on you and you haven't done the decision, you might say, look, I know you must feel like I'm not listening because you have asked several times for me to do the decision and I haven't done them yet, and you probably feel like I'm being disrespectful to you because you have asked several times and I just haven't gotten to do it. This is important. I didn't follow that up with a but I didn't say you are wrong, I just gave that space to be. So many people, when they start to do the right, they give this statement of empathy, they show the other person that they understand them, are so quick to follow up to tell them how that perception is wrong for just a little bit of time. Allow the perspective to exist on its own, and once you find that the perspective has space in this discussion, they are going to start to see things from your angle, because as soon as you're willing to do it from them, you're going to come back and say, yeah, look, I know you have been really busy with school or the work, and they are going to start to take your side, and now you're moving in the right direction. So we have gotten there. We have when this statement of honest empathy, because we understand what they want. The fourth thing is to going to be the recognize the positive intent. So many times, and I see this especially in politics, when people are arguing with someone, they assume that the other person wants the world to burn. They assume that the other person is just purely selfish, and they want things to be terrible for everyone else. Try this the next time you find yourself in a political argument. One, you get out of it. It's not useful. But second, if your intent to say of saying that, say, look, I really do understand that deep down what you want is to vote for the best candidate who is going to do the best for our country and to make life better for us many people as possible. Now that is 99% truth statement, right? Are there people out there that are just voting for selfish interest? Of course, but most people, at least on a personal level, feel like they are voting for the candidate of or supporting the party that is going to do the best job for the country, and that's why they vote for them. And when demonize them and say no, you must want to eliminate this group, that's why you're voting for them. they, there is becomes no ability to speak to the person. So find the positive intent. In the case of somebody who wants you to do the chores or in mind maybe nagging you, say, look, I know what you want is to fair distribution of chores in the house. I know that you're not trying to burst my balls here. I know you just want things to be fair. If you do that, you will find that this person at this point is open up. You have understood them. You have seen that behind what might be a bit of frustration behavior is truly a positive intent, and they are ready now to speak to you. And this is the point, finally step 5, where that logic stuff can make a little bit of a comeback, and this is where you now make your case. Typically speak, when you make your case and you're talking to your friend or family, you're going to want to frame it as a suggestion or an ask. Or other times in business dealing, we're going to say, look, these are my standard, hard and fast. We can't go below this number. That's where we are, absolutely. But in case of friends and family, you just would say, what would be really helpful, and I would appreciate if you did it, is clean the dishes twice a week, to the point where I don't have to ask you. It's just done in the morning. And the more specific you can be here, the better. What is awesome about asking people, and you lay out all the reasons that you think this is fair, and then you ask them that people hate to feel bullied. They don't want to feel pressured, but when you give them the respect of asking, which says you can say no and I can't stop you, and they are going to be open to saying yes, because you have shown so much ability to work with them. You have put yourself on the same side. And step 1 through 4. Now, when you ask, you're gonna come through and say, yeah, that's fair. I can do that. I can do the decision. I can make this change of the contract. I can do with it whatever these things is for you. So I know that I spoke a lot about personal relationship, but the truth is business is a person to person as well. Are there checks and balance? Absolutely. But if you find yourself in a negotiation for salary, you can still dive in and find what the person wants. That's just money. I had a situation like this myself when I was at my first job. There was a scenario where I want a remote work arrangement and to leave the city, and on the surface that didn't work for the company because they don't want that for me. As we dug in, and we found out that they didn't mind that I left. They didn't want to set a standard where everybody got a remote work arrangement. So what we came to is that I would be shifted to not to an employee but a contractor. I got what I wanted, not everybody got to do the same things and it worked out for both people. That's why this understanding getting to a human aspect is so helpful across the board. So I hope that you take this. If you do find yourself in an argument, take a deep breath and just start by asking yourself, what do I actually want and what do they actually want, and that's gonna put you right back on track. I hope that you found this helpful. If you did, make sure to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any more videos like